Hello everyone, what's up? It's me again, Junkmaster3, and it's finally time for a new horror review video. Uh, and I'm actually planning to make yet another horror review video right after this one, so yes, to let you know, I'm not really sure if they're going to be uploaded simultaneously or if I'm just going to wait a couple of days before I release that video, but yeah, anyway, let's begin with the today's video, or like today's review. And today's review is going to be it's going to be a review of the film called Freaks from 1932. I do believe it's 1932, yeah, by Tod Browning, who is probably most famous for directing the Bela Lugosi Dracula film. Now, this film is basically about real people with like deformities. I'm not really sure how you could like describe it without sounding like offensive in a way, but I mean, you probably get what I mean. So you have like these people, like short people, like dwarves or midgets, and you have people with like deformities in their like faces, and then you have this tiny little guy that has no arms or no legs, and the bearded lady, and you have like the armless ladies and whatnot. So, but this film is basically about these people at like this specific circus, and there's a couple of people that works in this circus that have no like deformities or like anything at all, or medical. Yeah, you probably get what I mean. So they're pretty much like regular people. So of course there's some tension between these people, like the ordinary people, if you will, and the deformed people, because the deformed people are treated really, really horribly in this film, and I can totally see why people would say was very controversial for its time. But that's pretty much it for the storyline. That doesn't really sound a whole lot like a really great film, but towards the end of the film, or like when you've watched the entire film from beginning to end, I think most people would just assume, oh, I'm gonna assume that I'm gonna sympathize with human characters because most people actually do like look like that and doesn't look like deformed people. But in the end, you actually do. You really feel sorry for the deformed people in this film. That's what I wanted to say. And even though you can tell that they're not really like professional actors or anything like that, I think some of them actually did a really good job. And in particular, I really liked the small midget lady who's called Frida, I believe. Frida and Hans, I believe they're supposed to be lovers and whatever. Not lovers, but they're like, I think they're supposed to be like in a relationship, and I think actually both people were played by real siblings, so that was a little bit awkward. But I really like the Frida, that actress. I mean, I know she's a midget, and she probably really didn't have a whole lot of roles after this one, but I thought her performance was really good for what it was. And you just despise the human characters, like not the human characters, but you get what I mean, the ordinary people, if you will. So I mean, that's pretty much it for the storyline. I don't really want to spoil anything else like that, but overall, though, I would say this is a really amazing film, and it's such a shame that this film was like cut to pieces back in the day, because apparently, I mean, this only runs for 60 minutes, so it's like about an hour long. Originally, I think it was supposed to be 1 hour and 30 minutes, but that footage was cut, and then I think that footage is like considered lost at this point, which is really unfortunate because I would have loved to see it like that. I think there were different types of the endings as well, but I really liked this ending. I mean, they wrapped it up in a really good way with the material they had. Yeah, what can I say more? The camera work and the lighting is really good as well. I mean, lighting sounds a little bit strange because it's in black and white, of course, but I think everything like technical wise was really great, and there's some really amazing sequences towards the end of the film, which is really tense because in the first like half of the film, it doesn't really come across like your typical horror film. It seems more like a drama film, but it gets more and more into the horror stuff later on in the film. But I would say it's more of a like character like drama film than a straightforward horror film, even though it has some horror elements to it. But if you've never seen this one, I highly recommend this one. What else can I say? The music is good. The what else can I say that I mentioned? I think I've covered most things. Like I said, the acting is sort of like ho-hum between all of these characters. Like you can tell some of them were not really professional actors, but that doesn't really bother me that much. Yeah, I mean, I really, really enjoyed this one, so I would give this a 9 out of 10. If you've never seen this film, go seek it out. It's really, really good. But be prepared. It's more of like a drama character study than a straightforward horror film, even though it has the horror elements to it, like I said before. Now when I come to think of it, this guy right here, he looks like a specific German guy who I'm not even going to mention on YouTube. You probably know who I'm referring to. That just struck me right now when I watched like looked at the cover art. But yeah, really enjoyable film. Not enjoyable, really good film. If you like your black and white oldies, go check this one out if you haven't seen this one. I think it's really great. So I don't really know what else to say about this film, but yeah, that's probably pretty much it. So yeah, Freaks. So that's my review for the film called Freaks from 1932 by Tod Browning, of course. I'm gonna prepare to make the next video right away, because once I'm in the mood for more videos, I'm usually like making those videos right after one another sometimes. So that's the reason why I probably look the same in the next video as well. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this particular review, and yeah, looking forward to see you in the next one. Before I end this video, I'm also gonna say right after I made the next review video, I'm really gonna try to prioritize the top 5 of the month for the month of September, because yeah, I really need to get to that video as well eventually. So, but anyway, hope you enjoyed this particular review, and yeah, see you in the next one. So yeah, bye bye.